It is 8:25, and we are going to be starting our mindfulness meditation in just about 5 minutes. But I wanted us to connect and let you know what we're doing today. So, uh, we are going to have a blackout meditation today, and our goal,
Hi, I'm
my
Max
goal,
Moore with the Motley Fool.
sorry, my goal is to share some words of wisdom from a couple of incredible young women women that have inspired me during this time of crisis in our country. And then we're going to do one of my favorite meditations, my Still as the Mountain meditation, which I hope will inspire you as much as it inspires me. So, I hope you'll join us soon. We will be starting in just a little bit. Thank you very much. So we'll be starting in just a few minutes. I look forward to speaking with you very soon. Good morning, good morning. We'll be starting very soon. Find your space and just open up your heart right now to where we are. And I very much look forward to sharing this meditation with you. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. We're going to do a blackout meditation this morning. And I'll be sharing with you some words of wisdom and one of my favorite meditation scripts. So create your sacred space and let's do a nice, short but focused meditation this morning. It's going to be such a great one. Oh, I'm very excited to share this with you guys. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes we'll be starting. 1 minute. 1 minute we'll be starting very soon. Just focus on your breath for right now while we wait for the time to get to 8:30. And then we will begin. And I very much look forward to sharing this meditation with you. Good morning, Kimberly. I hope you enjoy this meditation. It's something very special that I've been thinking about for a couple of days now. And what better way to stay connected and to speak our truth than during a time of openness, meditation, and caring. So, again, we'll be starting in about 1 minute. All right, my friends, we're going to start our morning meditation this morning. So just get in a seated position, nice and comfortable. Make sure that your spine is erect and there's an invisible little fishing wire that's pulling you up nice and tall. You're seated in a nice seated position, your feet either flat on the floor or cross-legged. And before we begin our meditation proper, I wanted to share with you some words of wisdom from some incredible women that came to me yesterday. And during this time of social unrest and social injustice and topsy-turvy ways that our world is and our country is right now, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you a few things that I think these women really understand and hit spot on. So the first nugget of wisdom is from Betzy Lynch. Betzy Lynch is the CEO of the Lawrence Family Jewish Community Center and my boss. And I tell you, every time that I get the chance to speak with her, I always walk away a little bit lighter and a little bit more knowledge forward than I ever thought I was going to be when I first walked in the door. And so Betzy wrote this today, and it's coming out today for everybody right as Shabbat is hitting us on this Friday. She says, "I don't speak because I have the power to speak. I speak because I don't have the power to remain silent." By Rav Kook. Let that sink in for a little bit. I don't speak because I have the power to speak. I speak because I don't have the power to remain silent. Betzy says, over the course of the last week, I've watched our country ache from the wounds of unheard voices, violence, and fear. It is heartbreaking to see the violence, burning, and looting, and yet through smoke of recently extinguished fires, we see police and protesters kneeling in prayer together. This gives us hope. Judaism is a tradition of listening, not seeing. Our tradition teaches that seeing to believe is unnecessary. We must listen to learn. We must listen to take appropriate action. We must listen to heal. The most well-known prayer of Jewish life is the Shema. The sages tell us that the Shema is fundamentally untranslatable into English, since it means so many things: to hear, to listen, to pay attention, to understand, to internalize, to respond, to obey. We must withstand the Shema on our lips to hear our call to heal our community, our city, our country, and our world. The Lawrence Family Jewish Community Center offers this promise to our community, to always be a place of listening to learn, listening to act. We will never fully understand the pain of another person, but we must open the arms of our community to everyone who needs the space to heal. And we do. Soon the doors of the LFJCC will be open again with the goal of allowing people who is touched by our community to thrive in this moment and beyond. So please join us all of us, join in being a community of listening. Shabbat Shalom, Betzy Lynch. And the second bit of wisdom I wanted to share with you today was, I know, one of my favorite poems by probably, I feel, the greatest poet that pen had touched paper. I hope you agree with me. There are many poets, but this one has a special place, I know, in my heart. Still I rise, Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Now, I know that my saying that, I do not do it justice, but there are nuggets of wisdom for every walk of life in that poem. And even though it is absolutely fully written for the African American community, I hope we can find some common ground in the beauty of that poem so that we can start to heal slowly but surely. All right, now, thank you for indulging me in that moment. Find your own space. Let's do our little meditation. It won't be long, but I hope you'll join me today. This meditation is normally done in a sitting position, either on the floor or a chair, and begins by sensing into the support you have from the chair or the cushion, paying attention to the actual sensations of contact. So finding a position of stability and poise, the upper body balanced over your hips and shoulders in a comfortable but alert posture, hands on your lap or your knees, arms hanging by their own weight like heavy curtains, stable and relaxed. Actually sensing into your body, feeling your feet, feeling your legs, feeling your hips, lower and upper body arms, shoulders, neck, head, your whole body. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to close, bringing awareness to the breath, the actual physical sensations, feeling each breath as it comes in and goes out. Letting the breath be just as it is, without trying to change or regulate it in any way. Allow it to flow easily and naturally, with its own rhythm and pace, knowing you are breathing perfectly well right now, and there's nothing for you to do. Just focus on that for a moment. Now, allowing the body to be still and sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete, whole in this very moment, with your posture reflecting the sense of wholeness. Sit. Connect with the earth. Breathe. And as you sit here, letting an image form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent, beautiful mountain you know, or have seen, or can imagine. Let it gradually come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allow the sense of this mountain and the feeling of its overall shape, its lofty peak or peaks high in the sky, the large base rooted in the bedrock of the Earth's crust, its steep or gently sloping sides. Take a moment to look back and notice how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful. Whether from afar or up close, it doesn't matter. You see different things every time you see that mountain. There's nothing the same. Just take it in for a moment and breathe. Now, perhaps your mountain has snow blanketing its tops and trees reaching down the base or rugged granite sides. There may be streams and waterfalls cascading down the slopes. There may be one peak or a series of peaks, or with meadows and high lakes. Observe it all. Really dig into the details, noting its qualities. Now, when you feel ready, see if you can bring that mountain into your own body, sitting here, so that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. So that as you sit here, you share in the massiveness and the stillness and the majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain. Grounded in your sitting posture, your head becomes the lofty peak, supported by the rest of the body, and affording a panoramic view. Your shoulders and your arms, the sides of the mountain, your buttocks and your legs, the solid base rooted to the cushion of your chair, experiencing in your body a sense of uplift from the deep within your pelvis and your spine. With each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little more a breathing mountain, a little more alive, a little more vital, yet completely unwavering in your inner stillness. Completely what you are, beyond words and thought. A centered, grounded, unmoving presence. And breathe. And as you sit here, becoming aware of the fact that the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and color are changing virtually moment by moment in the mountain's stillness. The surface teems with life and activity, streams, melting snow, waterfalls, plants, wildlife. As the mountain sits, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night, the bright warming sun followed by the cool night sky studded with stars, the gradual dawning of a new day. And breathe. And through it all, the mountain just sits experiencing change in every moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. In In summer, there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps for the very peaks or in the crags shielded from the direct sunlight. In the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colors. In the winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season throughout, it may find itself at times enshrouded in clouds or fog or pelted by freezing rain. People may come to the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see the mountain, that it's too cloudy or rainy or foggy or dark. But none of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all time its essential self. Clouds may come, clouds may go. Tourists may like it or not. The mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether people see it or not. Seen or unseen, in sun, in clouds, broiling or frigid, day or night, it just sits, being itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow and rain and winds of unthinkable magnitude, through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, trees leaf out, flowers bloom in high meadows and slopes, birds sing in the trees once again, streams overflow in the winter, the waters of melting snow. Through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances. It remains its essential self. Let me say that again. It remains its essential self. Through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity ebbing and flowing on its surface. And breathe. All of this happens in the same way as we sit in meditation. We can learn to experience the mountain. We can embody the same central, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives, throughout our world, over seconds, over hours, over years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and the outer world. We have our own periods of light and darkness, activity and inactivity, our moments of color, our moments of drabness. It's true that we experience storms of varying intensity and violence in the outer world, and in our own minds and bodies, buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as the moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, experiencing a weather of its own. But by becoming the mountain in our meditation practice, we can link up with its strength and its stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us, are very much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It's to be encountered. It's to be honored, felt, known for what it is, held in awareness. And in holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, and much more. We just have to let it. So if you find you resonate in some way with the strength and stability of the mountain in your sitting, it may be helpful to use it from time to time in your meditation. Practice reminding you what it means to sit mindfully and resolve and with wakefulness and true stillness. So we'll take a few moments that remain and continue to suspend the mountain meditation on your own for a little bit in silence. Just go moment by moment by moment until you hear my voice again bringing us back out. And don't forget to breathe. And slowly, ever so gently, you can start blinking your eyes open, opening up your sternum and stretching open, and being grateful for the time that we had this morning. Bow to yourself, bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you, my friends, for indulging me today. I thought it was important that we take this moment to reflect on who we are, what's happening in our world today, and the ways that, well, we might be able to work through some anxiety or some stress that this is causing for everyone involved. It's important to remember from our leaders of the present, our poets of the past, and in practice, being a mountain that changes in its stillness. Thank you very much.